Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. Well, we have Carlos Briano with the El Paso Drug Enforcement Administration back in studio with us this morning because it's Red Ribbon Week. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, Carlos, thank you. So something that people may have noticed is that the star on our mountain is red. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, it's going to be red. It started on October 23rd, which was the first day of Red Ribbon Week, and it's going to stay red until October 31st.
Okay.
So I'm hoping you guys can get the word out to your viewers. Last time we made it red, people were like, is it the new Spider-Man movie?
What is it? We actually got some video right here.
Yeah, and it's to remind everybody about Red Ribbon and also that it's Take Back on tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right.
And for those people who might not know exactly what Red Ribbon Week is or how it started, can you explain a little bit about that and also the connection it has with the death of Special Agent Kiki Camarena?
Yeah, a very sad incident. You know, in 1985, Kiki Camarena was doing a lot of great work in Mexico. You know, he was really fighting a cartel down there, the Guadalajara cartel, and they didn't like the work he was doing, so he was kidnapped, tortured, and murdered. And unfortunately, we got his body back. And so he is from Calexico, California. He had a lot of friends there who were teachers. And so they started sporting a red ribbon in his honor. And the students and the teachers promised to live drug-free, so a tragedy like that would not occur again. And it just became, as a grassroots movement, it grew. The president at the time and his wife heard about it. Even Congress, they made a national proclamation. And ever since 1985, every week at this time, we commemorate Red Ribbon. And all your kids come home with this ribbon on, and now you know why.
Awareness as well, which I think is very important, especially in the era that we're living in now, where just about anything can be laced with something.
Yeah, you know, and back then Kiki was really fighting, you know, the cannabis, marijuana, drugs. You know, the drugs that were being made back then by the cartels were organic, they were plant-based, but now they're chemical-based, as we've talked in previous community conversations. So all our agents right now are hitting schools. We're at over 50 schools this week talking to kids as early as 3rd grade about the importance of making the promise to live drug-free.
Tomorrow is Take Back Day, so people are able to turn in their unwanted prescription drugs. So before we get to the details of that event, how successful are these? How many people are actually coming in to drop off their unwanted drugs? And why is it important that they're not in people's homes?
So we've started Take Back as a commitment to making our community safer and healthier, right? And over a decade, we've been having this event twice a year, every April and every October. We've collected literally tons of medication. Over 9,000 pounds, tons of medications over the events. And the community really supports this event. And it's an important event because a lot of studies show that substance use disorder starts with medications that someone is misusing, something that they diverted from a friend or a relative. And so we don't want that to happen. If you have unused, unwanted or expired medications, just bring them to us tomorrow between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. and we'll dispose of them in the manner that's best for the environment.
And if people cannot make it out tomorrow, but they do have medications they'd like to dispose, what would you suggest is the best way for them to get rid of them?
Well, we like to say in the DEA that every day is Take Back. You know, if they can't make it tomorrow because, you know, they have a soccer tournament all day or whatever, they can bring it on Sunday, on Monday, on Tuesday. If they visit DEATakeback.com, they'll be able to get locations for tomorrow's event. But they'll also, if they click on the year-round locations, we'll be able to see locations where they can take their medication any day of the year.
So people really shouldn't just be throwing them in the trash, is what you're saying? Like
correct. Believe it or not, ladies.
I mean, people probably like, why can't we just...
Well, let me tell you why. Believe it or not, a lot of people who are struggling with substance use disorder, they dumpster dive to look for those medications. And so you just gave the medication to someone who shouldn't be taking it. The other reason, a lot of people will flush them or send them down the sink. And, you know, I used to work for the water utility, right? And so we know that that slows down the wastewater system. You know, and so it makes the system have to work harder. And so that's why we partner with El Paso Water on Take Back. We don't want you to flush or send down the wastewater system the medications. Bring them to DEA and we'll incinerate them, which is the best way for the environment.
Good to know. Some good information there. So tell us again where this event is happening, what time people need to be there, and the location.
So it's going to be tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., various locations throughout the country.
We can
if you go to DEATakeback.com, put in your zip code, it'll give you locations near you. So if you have relatives that live in other parts of the country and you want to call them and remind them, put in their zip code and it'll give you locations near them as well.
Awesome.
Some great insight. We'll make sure to post that information on our website as well, kfoxtv.com. And if you would like to rewatch this community conversation with Carlos, you can find that under the community tab under our website too.
Thank you for being here, Carlos.
And I have something for you, if I may.
Yes, absolutely. We love gifts.
This is a red ribbon football stress ball.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
We're not stressed around
Yeah.
here.
I need this stress ball.
Don't
no
take
one,
it out on your
there's no news
coworkers.
person ever.
But now when you see someone wearing the red ribbon, now
Yes.
you know why.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Well, thank you
absolutely.
for this.
Of course.
We're not stressed at all. All right. Neither is Hannah, right? Hannah, we want to go to Hannah now for a look at weather.